What's going on, Knuckleheads? GKM Gaming here with another LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed video for you. And today I have a very special guest. The awesome Island Voyager, Elsie, is in the house. And we're going to be talking about the Spooky Army team. What's going on, Elsie?
Nothing much. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, we're talking about Spooky Army. Very interesting team.
Yeah, when I did kind of my analysis of the kits, I thought that they were really good and really interesting kits. But I'm still, even looking at the footage that Tipster sent me, I'm still kind of unsure about how they kind of stack up, mostly compared to that classic space team. Because that classic space team is just dirty.
That is definitely. I read a lot of the classic space synergies and stuff like that, and just gaining dodgy, debuff immunity, and just Leo and Alan, right?
The thing that really makes them so devastating is when you play the 4 classic space units with Gorwell, you never get to go. Like, they're just so fast.
They are.
And I feel like that's kind of where this Spooky Army team is coming up short for me when comparing them to them as like the quote-unquote meta team. Is they don't have the speed that these other teams have.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking, right, that it feels similar to like a Pirates Ninjago kind of case, where I think Ninjago just takes so many turns in the start, and it's definitely, obviously, Pirates can win against Ninjago and stuff like that, but it is a little bit of an uphill battle. And from the footage I've seen, it definitely can seem like that. Yeah,
I feel like maybe you can win on offense, but anybody can win on offense with pretty much any team because you're facing an AI, so it's just kind of RNG based for the most part. Although, I feel like against that classic space with Gorwell team, it's even on offense, it's really, really hard to win.
Definitely. I think Malik with his ultimate, dude, is like that.
It's gonna be broken.
Really, one more time.
It's gonna be broken for sure.
Oh my god, yeah, because that's his whole thing. I think to make up for the speed, I think they gave him the ultimate, kind of in a sense of like, yeah, you're dying off, because the gameplay footage doesn't lie. Like, they die off a lot. A lot of the Spooky Army characters, usually about like 2 by the end of the battle, 1 or 2.
But especially that you have to, if you want to run a full Spooky Army team, you have to kind of run Zombie. But I feel like Zombie is not going to be ultimately the 5th for this team. I think that they could throw in Basil or Willa or even both of them. I think that's a viable option.
Yeah, I've definitely seen like a couple of different combinations. Zombie is so incredibly niche on this team because his entire idea is that he's supposed to die off, and then he revives, and now he has, I think it's what, 65% attack boost with the full Spooky Army team?
He gets a little bit of I think it's 65%, I'll do the math as we're talking, but he gets a little bit of an attack boost there when he comes back. He's already a solid attacker in terms of doing damage, but I never really liked the character. I'm actually one of the few characters I don't have 7-starred yet.
Yeah, he feels just so, I don't know, like, useless. Like,
he is.
I get it with, like, a Spooky Army team, like, he can pull some damage out, but, like, I feel like, the idea for a Spooky Army team is just, you're getting a lot of buffs, and you're basically just slamming the opponent.
Yeah, it's all, the problem is, it's all attack buffs, right?
Yeah.
So, and there's not, like, they have a taunter, but a taunter is not really gonna give you survivability anymore. Like, especially against classic space where you're losing taunt on Alan's basic. Like, he's taking your taunt away.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, like, I do like, though, let me pull it up real quick, with Grim Helma, right? 2 different taunt buttons, and I think that's what that's the reason why.
She has 2 different taunts, yeah.
Yeah, 2 different ways to get taunt, just to try and slightly counter the way that his basic just takes away taunt. Right.
Yeah. That's really, but even then, it's
yeah.
It's hard to classics because classic space is kind of doing just as much, if not more, reviving than the spooky army team.
And
I could see Slimer also being a good replacement for Zombie as well.
Yeah, that's what I think really is going to be like the excellent team for that, because Slimer is just Zombie or Slimer. Like, it's not like Zombie got like this massive rework where he has like, a massive.
Slimer goes on every team. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm looking at some footage right now as we're talking, and I'm watching them they face a full spooky army team with Zombie facing against a classic space Orwell and Slimer team, and they are pulling out like tipsters pulling out the dubs in these videos. The thing is, I just don't think that it has what it takes on defense to really do that.
Definitely, and I feel like this is something like PvE content that relies on hard sustainability, not short-term sustainability, kind of like casual,
Long-term.
Like with raids.
Like those tournaments.
Yeah, where like you need those revivals, right? Because someone's gonna die. Exactly. And like, you know, you don't get usually don't get enough time. So I think
sometimes I've had tournaments where I actually only ever took first place in a tournament once, and I just barely managed to finish all the matches.
Yeah, I've taken first place, I think, like 2 or 3 times, only because of that 310 glitch.
You know, as I'm looking at more of this footage, I just watched a Yorick team with them. So Yorick instead of Zombie also take down that classic space team. So this team does have something going on with it. I just don't see them being able to do this on defense. That's the problem.
That is one thing, definitely, because I think, like, the way that the AI works is they use special to more special. And it is the most annoying thing about Imperials, because, I don't know if you know, with Ernest, right? The whole idea is that you're supposed to have 60 buffs and immunity, or not even damage immunity, and taunt. Yeah, but like, Ernest goes to him too, which means he just taunts and he's support. He doesn't live if the enemy has no support.
You know what I'm also thinking? If you are running a space team versus this team, so you're going into space team with spooky army teams, you just switch in Kelvin, and that's going to really counteract a lot of their
shenanigans.
Yeah, a lot of their assisting and all that, the shenanigans, as you called it.
Yes.
Where do you think Imperials are going to fit into this meta? Because Imperials are still a really good team now.
Yeah, my entire channel's based off of Imperials. Honestly, I don't know when the next time I'd ever spend money on an event. All I know is that as a kid I always liked pirates and stuff like that. So I was like,
the pirates is the first thing I wailed on. I wailed on Bucks, so I got Scarlet and Hank when they first came out, and then I wailed on Constant Collectibles when they first came out. One Cup Guy and Super Wrestler, and I love that team. That is that's really that and like just the classic spooky team was kind of my main thing. I was running Whale Space for a while, which was like Jen's Gorwell with Slimer and Egon and like a Reed. But now with the new space guys, I kind of went back to like a spooky team and a costume team.
I do like where this meta is going, because if I had to be honest, like this meta does seem like it does have definite steps, right? I don't know if you know with like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and all the mobile game very similar to this. That one also has steps in terms of like, you know, what you're grinding for for what you're getting in terms of like meta, because obviously you can't jump to the top.
No, I like that there's more than one team. Like, I can still use my costume collectible team, and I can hang with these teams.
Yeah.
It's really hard to deal with the space team right now, though. That's really where my biggest issues are coming along. I don't see... A spooky army is good, and I just don't see them being as hard to deal with as this is.
I plan to, at some point, do like a... just rank all of the teams by faction, and
like a tier list.
So, yeah, like a tier list for teams, right? Not like just standalone viability / just characters. I plan to just be like, okay, this team composition is in this tier for this faction kind of thing.
Like maybe top 5, top 10 team comps in the game.
Yeah, and I plan to, like, you know, with like space, I honestly like it's this sort of meta where you can beat the top meta with, like, not the top meta, but, like, it's much easier to stay at #1 if you're using the top meta kind of thing.
Yeah. And especially in tournaments, it's like, when I see those space teams, I don't even, like, I'm not even going to challenge them because I'm not coming out unscathed.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that they definitely, like, would wear you down. It's, I'm at this weird crossroads in tournaments where I'm seeing, like, my character's around gear, I have like 1 gear 7, and then all the rest are gear 6, but I'm getting in tournaments just like really terrible team comps of like gear 7 and 8, and it's hard for me to like even take them on, even though they're awful. Like, I see like some gear 7 teams of just Lighthouse, and I'm like, I almost took down a Gear 8 Ghostbusters team with Imperials, which is really funny.
Well, Ghostbusters is not that good on defense. If I see a Ghostbusters team, that's the first thing I'm going after.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I lucked out, not lucked out, but I'm at that point in tournaments where I'm still getting stuff like Chicken Suit Guy.
Don't right? I'm using him. I'm using him. Don't sleep on him.
What was the thing? I had it in my live stream. It was like Chicken Suit Guy.
Oh, without Super Wrestler.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Oh, he ain't. That ain't
like, yeah, like, picture the first team you get in the game, all at 7 stars.
Hiker, Chicken Suit Guy, Crook Sal, or no, Crook Chuck.
I remember that I did go against the Gear 6 Crook Sal, and I was making fun of it the entire time. It was really
Crook
fun.
Chuck. Sal was the construction worker. But...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember,
he's gonna be meta one day. When they do like Crook Chuck, when they do like a wanted, when they finally go for the, like, flesh out the wanted tag, I think they're gonna make him good.
Oh yeah, and that's one thing that is very fun, and I could probably make a video on this, and like, I think a lot of people could as well. Just speculation on what tag is going to get the treatment.
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah, because obviously we had the collectibles treatment, we have the Imperials treatment, and now we have the classic space treatment.
I mean, Spooky kind of got the treatment, but they added a Spooky Army tag, which is cool. Yeah. But these guys they're all Spooky and they're all Castle. So
yeah,
and two of them are magical.
Yeah, that is definitely, like, we no longer have. Let me look at the magical tag real quick.
It's Reaper and Malik both got magical. I actually I have footage of the magical, full magical teams, and it ain't it.
It ain't it?
It ain't it. Especially with Vankman, Tipster tried a few for me, and she said it doesn't really work that well.
That's a shame. I thought, like, maybe like Magisto, Wu, Reaper, Malik, and...
The problem is, like, on all those Magisto's Tower teams, if you see, like, the big constant in them, it's Slimer. Right? Slimer is he's a carry. He's a damage carry, and, I mean, it's really hard to have a good team without him in most metas.
Yeah, because Vankman does do damage, but he just isn't that great.
Squish. He's the squishiest squish bag I've ever seen. He has no survivability.
Honestly, a little bit of a hot take here, but I think Guarded In is better than Trader Transport, because, like, in terms of for the Spooky Army team, and I know, like, the 50% chance to heal, but like I think you're gaining
payback,
I think
a lot of payback.
Yeah, but you're gaining payback, right? You're gaining attack up 2, right? When they gain defense up, and they gain the tanks get heal up over time and grit up 2. Well, he gives everyone heal up over time, and the team already has like a good amount of healing. So
what about Magisto's Tower though? Because when you're using guarded in, you're putting yourself very vulnerable to Kelvin.
Oh yeah, no, that is a good question though, because I was just like thinking, because I would love to think in terms of PvP, or not PvP, PvE. Like, you know, a lot of it is like, you know, how does it stand up in arena and tournaments? And it's like the sad part is that until we have raids, there really is no PvE content, because if you're gonna talk about like, okay, you know, what about the last hard node in the collectibles journey, right? That's great and all, but that requires pure collectibles, right?
Yeah, that requires almost pure costume.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, like, it doesn't, like, oh, this team's great in PvE. Like, the last time we saw something that was, like, hard and, like, you know, actually, like, useful for, like, PvE team comps is, like, what, like, anniversary event?
Yeah.
Not even? And that one required, like, obviously, like...
And they gave you a lot of characters to use in that.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, all the footage he sent me is kind of versus that classic space team, and honestly, like, looking over it, the Spooky Army does kind of give them the business, but I'm not really sure how they're gonna mix in with the rest of the other meta teams out there, because you still have Imperials, you still have costume collectibles, you still have just regular Spooky that you have to deal with. Like, it's a pretty diverse meta now. The big issue that is kind of plaguing the meta is it's not really available to a lot of the players.
That is entirely it. Like, literally, like, you have to, with all of this, right, Imperials, obviously, Imperials are, like, probably one of the worst events to go for, because, like, all of the characters are basically walled. Like, obviously, you know, Valiant, but, like, who uses Valiant on a Prime Imperials team?
Well, the problem is Lee and Governor were so bad for so long, and they've been out for a while, but nobody, like, really went out of their way, or nobody used gems to get them. Like, so it's like they should be at a point where you have them pretty, like, maxed out, but you don't, because you didn't really put the energy into it.
Yeah, my Imperials team, I actually replaced Governor with Magisto.
Interesting.
And it adds a lot of survivability. But that's mostly for, like, tournament stuff. On my arena, obviously I use, like, the full Prime team composition, but I feel like I can get more out of it if I just, like... The problem with Imperials in tournaments is the fact that, like, they're great, and Imperials are so good for your starting moves just to completely bulldoze the other team. And for, like, Ninjago, obviously their starting moves outspeed them, but that's the entire point of Rita, is to punish stealth. Right? And so now everyone gets, like, you know, attack up too.
Well, so when Imperials originally came out, I was saying, like, I think they're going to be a counter to Ninjago, because that was when Ninjago was, like, going to like, it was clear Ninjago was going to be the dominant force. But then Imperials were just so bad that they couldn't stand up to them. They were just bad. And now it's, like, interesting to see them actually dominate. But I think that Ninjago's definitely due for a new figure. Like, something needs to come. I was kind of low-key hoping that it was going to be, like, Ninjago was going to be the spooky event, and it was going to be, like, the Ghost Cole and Moro, because they have the City of Styx is a set that's unbuilt in the game. So it might be something. It might be something they're hanging off for next year's kind of Halloween event. So you might have to wait another year to get Cole, which some people are going to be really upset.
Definitely. That is one thing that I was always, like, looking at. I was like, huh, no Cole. Though I think at some point, like, I hope maybe, like, the next set of figures, City has the unbuilt 1998 police station. I think it's 98.
City needs something. We've been waiting on a City buff. All they gave us was the Clay and Iggy slight reworks. And yeah, I mean Clay, I think he's top 1 in the game, but Iggy sucks. Yeah. Clay is low key very useful. He's got good utility. He's not. He's obviously not like broken, but he's good.
Yeah, he's niche.
Yeah.
Iggy just kind of
sucks.
Exists. Yeah.
He's like definitely sucks.
Yeah. I was gonna say again. Yeah, but that police station, right? I'm actually gonna try and buy it next at some point.
The actual set.
Yeah, it's an actual set.
Those old ones are expensive, man.
Oh my god, yeah. Though, I was gonna say again, this one was like 100 or around there, but
that's not bad.
Yeah, not entirely bad. One of the other, I got the, so, you know, like Ice Planet, Lego Ice Planet.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, the spaceship, right? What's it called again? I forget what it's called. I have that, the physical.
Oh, that's
set
awesome.
of that.
That's a classic.
I don't have Ice Station Odyssey, but I'd love to get it.
I loved the Ice Planet when I was a kid. The space when I was a kid, like that whole era in the 90s was dope.
Dude, I wish we actually had, like, this is the thing. I was looking through Lego IPs, and we literally don't even have a single castle or space IP, like, active right now.
What do you mean by, like, what do you mean? Oh, you mean, like, the Lego, they're not putting out Castle in Space anymore?
Yeah, no. It's just, they tried something.
They did the blacksmith shop for Castle, and now next year they're doing like a forestman castle. Like a forest castle, which looks good.
There has been a leak for 2022 sets, spring 2022. 5 city space sets. So.
What is city space? Like,
so it's
astronauts?
Yeah, but like I checked out some of the leaked like images, and it's more it's a little less realistic than the straight up like city space, where it's just like the just like a spaceship, a traditional like spaceship with like, you know, obviously it's not like Mars mission kind of like fantasy, but like they dove a little bit more into fantasy with the leaked like images for the space city sets.
Interesting.
It's under this Lego City like IP, but it's like it's a subsection of it.
I would love to see them put out like some new Lego stuff in the game to kind of like tie it into what's going on.
That would be wonderful, you know? Like, honestly, I think that would be like oh yeah, new Lego sets coming out, like, oh, I can't wait, stuff like that. And now like we don't really have like much.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
But I was gonna say, Spooky Army though, I would definitely say like, I would definitely wait until that Ultimate with Magisto comes out, and of course the devs being as transparent as they are, we have no idea. I think we have as much idea as their Ultimate coming out as they do.
No, well, I know why they didn't put the Ultimate out. It was because it takes a really long time to animate, and they didn't want the delays of it. So there is definitely no indication of when that Ultimate is going to come out. I think I mean, listen, you'll be able to see the footage in the video, people who are watching this. Obviously, Spooky Army can give the business to that classic space team. So, I mean, the proof is going to be right there in the pudding. But without that Ultimate, I don't know that they're going to be necessarily worth the money, because you know something else is going to come along. And I think long-term Classic Space is still going to be more viable. Because there is another Spaceman coming out. There's a blue Spaceman that's on the way.
Yes.
Andreas.
Not many, though. But...
No, his name's Andreas.
Andreas, yes.
I don't get it. Not a name I would have picked, but...
They seem to have pulled the name out of the hat.
No offense to any Andreases out there. But it's just not a name that I would have went with for the Blue Spaceman. You could have named him Blue Spaceman Ben, Blue Spaceman Benjamin, Blue Spaceman.
That would be good though.
Blue Spaceman Denny, Kenny, anything like. like pay homage to that character. Instead, you named him. You went like the complete opposite direction and named him Andreas. I believe, I don't have any information on this, but I believe he's going to be the raid rewards.
That would be incredible, because I think, wasn't it speculated that Gorwell was the raid rewards?
It was Gorwell and Jens. I think Gorwell will still be raid reward, along with Andreas.
Yeah.
Because Gorwell is still not really available.
Yeah, really isn't.
And they said they're not adding Gorwell to the Master Shop. And they said they are going to be getting away from making figures exclusive to the Master Shop.
Yeah, I can kind of see that though, with like just how kind of infuriating the grind is for the Master Shop if you're not just maxed out everything.
Yeah, but I mean, those figures are supposed to be for those veteran players who have maxed out a lot of the stuff, and now they can get these chase figures. Yeah. Right? That's really what it was meant to be. I got everything from the Master Shop. I got. Right? And there were other ways to get Gens tiles. There were other ways to get, and I used all those things. But I got maxed out Gorwell, Gens, Kartovsky. And not Gorwell, Willa, Gens, Kartovsky. Like, I maxed those all out. I've been playing this game for a pretty long time, like over a year.
Yes, you've outlasted the old guard.
Yeah, I'm all that's left of the old guard. And basically, even then, it's like it's tough to. I still play every day, and I still try to make a lot of videos. But I mean, there was a point where I was making videos every day. But it's not related to the game. Is not the reason. It's just like the world reopened up, and I have a billion other things going on. So it's hard to do daily videos, despite what Jester Gogo wants.
I know, right? Well, I mean, like, it's all about, like, you know, with people who want to see content, all about that, just, you know, wanting to see more, because there isn't as much.
Yeah, there's not much going on.
Yeah, that's entirely why I started, was that, like, hey, there hasn't been a tier list in such a long time, and I was like, there are so many things I could be doing with, you know, with the community.
Yeah, I gotta do a tier list. Everyone's been asking me for so long, and I'm just like, I'm just not ready to do a tier list yet. I don't know. Like, my opinion is not there. Like, it's hard for me to say, because most of the time I see these, like, newer figures, I'm just I don't get to play as them. So I get to watch footage of them, and I get to lose to them.
Yep.
But you really get to know the characters by actually going out and playing with them. And I'm not able to do that, because I don't have them all.
So what I did, because I'm level 63 in this game, and this is my second account. My first account, funny enough, I actually played this game when it first came out, and then I got bored. Because I was like, oh cool, Lego game. And then I played it for a month, and then I went back to Galaxy of Heroes. And then I was like, oh wait a second, there's a Lego game out. And first time I played it was like February of 2020, and then the time that I played it now was in August of 2021. The first video that I saw was your Imperial video.
Which one?
Like, yep, I'm coming back for that.
Oh wait, with the new Imperials.
Yes, with the when Ernest and Rita came out.
Yeah.
When I saw that video, I was like, yeah, I'm coming back.
Yeah, these are hype, and they looked cool, and they were cool. They still are cool characters. I can't wait to get them. I love that, like, I don't have I have to still grind for Rita. I don't have Ernest yet. Like, I love that there's stuff that I don't have, and I don't need to have it all right now. So people hate that. They want to just be able to get everything quickly, but I like that I don't have everything right now, because I'm not gonna spend any more money on the game. It's just like, it's not worth it for me right now. I have the team that I need to compete and do what I got to do, and I'm fine with the teams that I have. Yeah,
and I totally get that. I don't, obviously, because I started playing 3 months ago, but
well, you have
saved
Imperials,
the money. Oh, one more time?
You have Imperials, though, so you're in a good spot.
Yeah, I saved up the money. I was like, okay, Imperials, I'm immediately, like, just wailing on them. 5-star Ernest, 5-star Rita, 4-star Lay, 4-star Non-Such, and 4-star Governor. And
so you're not maxed out on them yet.
No, not. But Leia's at 7, or not 7 stars, sorry, Gear 7, and the rest are Gear 6.
And they're pretty cheap for their tiles are actually pretty cheap if you just buy the bundles. It's like $15 for 65 tiles. Like that's a solid deal.
Definitely is, and I definitely took advantage of all those, but I dropped I think like $325 on to get all those Imperials unlocked instantly. And
that's rough.
I did like a lot of grinding. It was
when you spend that much, I feel like you should get them. You should have had them maxed.
I should have, but like, it's a sad reality with a lot of mobile games, and the fact that like
Yeah, but like when I did Corn Cob Guy and Super Wrestler, I spent maybe $100 on 2 packs, like the bundle packs, and then just farmed and was able to get them. Super Wrestler Max, Corn Cob Guy 6-star, and then the next time the event came around, I got him to 7-star.
Oh wow. Yeah, the bags. That's the one problem, was that the bags are limited.
Yeah, well, so when Corn Cob Wrestler and Super Wrestler and Corn Cob Guy came out, there was actually like bundles you could buy with like, $50 you get 100 Super Wrestler tiles.
Yeah.
And you also got like other costumed heroes. And they don't do that anymore for the new characters, I've noticed. They used to put that out with every event.
Yeah, because that was the thing with the Imperials, is I was looking at the shop and I'm like, wow, I get 65 tiles at most for this. And if I had to be completely honest, I lucked out so hard when it came to Earnest. I bought, so if you're wondering, they had like so I was like, okay, I have $325, right? Because I saved up that much, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what I can buy with this, right? So I buy $100 worth of gems, right? Because they also had the thing where they also had like an increase in the amount of gems just for that, like when that
the gem sale. I've done that before.
Yeah, so I had 22,000 gems, well, a little over that, but because in my arena at least, I'm sitting comfortably at number 1 at all times. Because of my Imperials.
Look at you over there.
Alright, pay out in 20 minutes.
With your 4-star Imperial sitting at number 1.
Yeah. Someone has a 7-star Gear 7 Scarlet. So that's the thing, is that I'm a more late shard, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
my shard
how this game
my shard is devastating.
Of,
my shard is devastating. It's tough.
Yeah, and I, literally sitting at 9th place is a team of Bart, Chef, Lloyd, Kai, and Zane.
In my shard, though, I have not seen Spooky Army much. I don't think I've really seen them at all, but I've seen a lot of Classic Space.
Yeah, I'm sure people were, drained of their wallets for Classic Space, so they just kind of
Yeah, it happened, it was very recent that we had this class. I was very surprised they put out 4 new figures. Yeah. And I was surprised that they did it the way that they did it. Was very surprising to me. 4 in a brick pace. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, honestly, though, I think they should run, I think this is what they should do with the brick faces, is either if a brick pace is a certain amount of I don't know, I'm just thinking of this off the top of my head, but I'm just thinking if a brick pace is a certain amount of months old, right? Shouldn't you just keep it in the game, maybe under a different thing, just so we can have something maybe you'll increase the difficulty, just to
you mean keep them permanently in there so you could always access them?
Yeah, but they still take event energy, so you can choose if you want to grind the older stuff or the newer stuff.
That's not a bad idea. I do like that stuff comes around, seasonal stuff.
No, yeah, it's just it's a shame because it's oh, bro, Spooky Army, I love this team, but I can't get it all in one go. Well, you're gonna have to wait for another 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, they have more events now, so they're not coming around as often. They could do 2 at once, though.
It just makes it a little more disappointing when the events that you don't want show up. AKA, I have to wait, what is it, the events this month? I don't care about Ghost currently because I'm not farming space.
There's no new node for Ghost either, so.
Yeah, and then obviously early adopters, you know, I'm totally going for classic space, but I still haven't, like, you know, I still need to get my ACO up and running.
That set sucks.
Oh, one more time?
That set sucks. The Alpha Centauri.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like the idea that it went for, right?
But it's just not as good as Galaxy Explorer.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, like, the only thing it's got going for it is, if you have, like, I think it would honestly be really, really good if we had a full Blacktron team. And of course we don't, because why would we?
But there's not even enough Blacktron minifigures in, like, this is it. This is all Lego has, was these two and, like, a droid. And then maybe there was, like, some collectibles that they could say are Blacktron. But
yeah.
there's not really much
the only thing
to go with.
Oh. Yeah, because the only thing they can really do beyond that then would just be like, okay, well, I guess we'll just name them, kind of thing, like Blacktron. We got Dwayne, so I don't know.
Just another Blacktron guy with a little bit of a different look.
Yeah, Blacktron Adams. I don't know, John. It's just Quincy and Adams.
Quincy and
But kind of just came off the top of my head. But
yeah.
Yeah, but their space, the space sickness passive, on the ACO is, I think, is like has huge potential if there's more Blacktron.
Yeah, I just don't see there ever being more Blacktron. I mean, I like that they. I'm very optimistic that they just added so many figures in the update. So that means that, like, that could be a precedent. That could be something they could do, and I just think they need to do it in a different way. I've said this in a video before, that make one of 4 new figures. Make one that maybe isn't super meta, that you put in the Monolith Waste, or in the Monolith Waste shop, or any of the shops, right? Like a free-to-play, completely free-to-play character. That's good, but not great. Make one of them an Unboxed. If you want it, we'll give you the 2-star. You got a whale on the list.
Yeah.
Right? Make one of them exclusive to the brick paste. Right? This is the brick paste chase. And then make one of them. And that's the best way to introduce 4 new characters at once. I've been saying this for years. Well, I've been saying this for years.
Something like that. My take on it would be, yes, definitely. I would love to, like, you know, be able to. I think they should honestly drip feed the characters a little bit, because I think this is like Galaxy of Heroes, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes does this. And that game was made over $1 billion. I think they know what they're doing monetarily. Right?
Yeah, but I feel like that is drip feeding them, because it's Unboxed characters that you can only get by whaling on, right? You can only you get it at 2 stars, and you really have to whale on it, or wait 3 months till they put it somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking, is like, okay, here's okay, so think of it like this, right? The army, Scully comes out, right? Like, Scully and Grimhelma are out, right? They're on their own, like, you know, 3-star right? And then they'll put the bags into the shop and stuff, right? And all of a sudden, right, people are gonna, you know, people are still gonna whale, because there always are people who whale, right? But I think more people, but I think more people would whale if there was less to whale on, but over time they made there more to whale on, kind of thing. And what I mean by that is, I'm not spending any money on totally my Reaper and then, on the energy, like the energy bottles, but like, I'm not here to spend like mad money, right? I'm like, I might be able to get Reaper, but I'm gonna have, like, you know, I'll be able to get the rest of them. That's my fun rest of like Scully from Helmet.
Get him eventually.
Yes, basically. But like, let's say like Scully and Helma come out, right, and then they tease Reaper. You know, I think people would be like more excited, right? And I think like more people would be wailing because it's a lesser amount. And then all of a sudden, like, Malik gets teased, and everyone's like, you know, oh my god, like, you know, Malik's coming out, look at this guy, he's such a great wizard, and stuff like that. And then like everybody spends money on Malik because they've already whaled him.
That's a good idea. You should work for Gameloft.
And alright, go to Ukraine.
Join the Ukraine.
There you go.
I actually do like that idea.
Yeah, because the people who like, you know, already like, I mean, because of football fail, but it's just game
The problem is there's not a lot of people playing the game, so they're kind of in a really bad spot trying to figure things out. I think they're doing a good job of pushing out content, but they're not doing a good job with player retention, and they're not doing a good job with monetization.
Yeah, and I think that's something of like, okay, I think what they're trying to do, right, that's what I think the devs are trying to do, is they're trying to get themselves into like a comfortable spot where they can push out content very slowly, but they can also like make ends meet kind of thing. Where you know, quick paste and everything, those are easy copy and paste things. We've already seen that with Alan, requiring Alan to was it Alan?
Alan to unlock Leo, Scully to Helma to unlock, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
they're gating.
That glitch is to be, that glitch day one of the event of what was it?
Imperials.
Hold on.
There was a glitch day one of Imperials where you had unlimited on Rita.
That was great, but early adopters, I think it was Alan. Yeah, it was Alan requiring Alan.
Oh yes, that was a bad glitch.
That was brilliant.
What a move!
But you can definitely tell stuff like brick faces are copy paste. I think most of the resources go into the fact that hey, we have to animate all of these models and give them the Lego treatment. If that's one thing that I definitely like respect a lot, is the fact that they still you know, Alan throwing up his wrench, right?
The game still looks good,
yeah, only for it, like his for it to fall down, and then he's like worried, like you can see his character like duck, in case like the wrench like hits his head, right? And then he gives like this like, oh my god, I just did that kind of expression when it hits the other enemy.
It's very Lego.
Yeah, and that's what I appreciate a lot about the devs, is that they still like, you know, the new ones still have that Lego, like still incorporate that Lego charm.
Yeah, they definitely, the game is visually very appealing, and it's one thing I still like about it.
One small thing about the new 4 characters, and they have never done this, and I picked it up, is that their tap animation, like, you know, when you tap on them while you're looking at them, moves the screen. They have not done that before.
Interesting, I did not notice that.
Yeah, like Malik's, when you tap on him, he like the camera pans up, and then when he bows, the camera pans down.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, wow, they're like, it's kind of like the small things, but
I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with raids, and I'm excited to see, because I feel like everything is just there. It's gonna keep building off of what they're doing, and we're already starting to see like, oh, we're getting more and more and more. Like when they put out Imperials, I was like, okay, we're not getting anything for a while, and then it was Classic Space, and then it was Spooky Army, and it's like, all right, they're putting stuff out, like they're doing work.
I love the reworks too.
Yeah, the reworks are solid also. Yeah,
and if that's one thing, is that like, hey, if there's one thing the reworks definitely did, at least for this round, because I mean like, Classic Space reworks were pretty good, but I think these Spooky reworks weren't the best, but that's only because Spooky is already good. But like, it made me consider Zombie, which, you know what, if a rework can do that, then props to that rework.
It made me want to actually farm them. I don't know if I'm going to ever use them, but...
No, yeah, but I was going to say again, because that's one thing that I do like a lot about this game compared to Galaxy of Heroes, is that they actually give attention to older characters. Galaxy of Heroes, the devs literally stated this, they'd rather release a new character so it's monetarily valuable than just rework an old one.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's like, imagine like, instead of releasing Zombie, or not reworking, reworking Zombie, they release like, I don't know, Tired Zombie.
Zombie Cheerleader.
Zombie Cheerleader, in which, like, like, you know, obviously it's a brick, not even just like a brick paste, but like unboxed,
Unboxed.
right? Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, you know.
Well, they're trying to fix a lot of the old mistakes, and they're trying to make every team viable. So, I mean, I think City's got to be coming soon, right? Like,
please, that would be amazing. And honestly, like, I'm trying to like, maybe there's a pattern to like what they're doing in terms of like, the brick paces and the other events as well. I don't know.
Well, I think we're definitely going to be looking at. I think we're going to be getting a new tag, like a holiday themed tag, and I think we're going to be getting like a Santa figure, a gingerbread man. Like I think we're going to be getting some holiday stuff coming around for the Christmas.
Yeah, that would
season.
go under collectibles. And if I had to be honest, like, hey, more pay to win collectibles.
And it would also go under chill for like I think Santa would also have the chill tag, and he'd also be under magical. Because, you know, he's magic. Santa's magic, man.
Yeah, because they didn't, obviously the old devs didn't celebrate, like, the, well, obviously they did with Alumni Days, but, I think, like, Christmas, I think, like, would be pretty neat.
Yeah, we've been wanting them to do Santa for Christmas for a while. They couldn't pull it off last year. We don't blame them.
Yeah.
But, I would like to see Santa, and, like, there's an elf, there's a gingerbread man, there's a lot of cool holiday stuff, theme stuff, that they can put out for the Christmas holiday season this year.
That would be great.
And then I don't know. We still have November. It doesn't look like we're getting anything new in November, though.
Yeah, like no new Ghost. What was the other event that was happening? Oh yeah, like I don't think we're getting a new Classic Space unless they're releasing Andreas.
Unless raids are coming in November, but I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, like I did. If anything, I did overanalyze the raid sneak peek, and I did see one of the. I know that it was speculated that Gorwell would be the like raid reward and stuff like that, but I did see a Gorwell, those alien head on a Knight Headley in the background.
Yeah, no, it's space themed. It's all about like the Gorwell aliens kind of taking over. You're fighting a Gorwell ship. It's interesting stuff. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and the set that's in the sneak peek footage for the enemy team is also the what is it called again?
The UFO?
Galaxy Explorer.
Oh, the Galaxy Explorer set?
Yeah.
Yeah, raids are going to be cool. It'll be something new to do, something fun.
Yeah, because if anything, like, Galaxy of Heroes raids, I think are very good, but those are mechanic heavy. I'm not very sure, like, what they're going to do, and I'm not very sure if I can trust the new devs with mechanic heavy stuff if they...
I don't think they're sure of what they're going to do.
Yeah, but if it's just, like... Because there's different ways to do it. I've seen different mobile games do it. I don't know if you know Cookie Run Kingdom.
No, not for me.
Yeah, so it's a Korean mobile game. Very good, actually. It's gotten like extremely popular recently. The game's not even a year old, and their monetization is sick. Like, if the game goes down for maintenance, they'll give like a 10 pull, which 10 pull in terms of like games very similar to that. So a lot of like Japanese and Korean like mobile games have a different gacha system where it's more about drawing the character from like pulling it from like a certain like think of it as with the bags, right? But you can pull like 10 at a time, right? And you'll see all 10, right? Instead of pulling each individual bag.
Yeah, know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so they'll give you like enough crystals and just to pull 10 times for like the most basic of maintenances. We got and the crystals from this game to the other one are very similar. I think it's like 3,000 for to pull 10 different characters in that game. So which is similar to the 3,200 for the 10 premium multi-bags. We received 9,000 for a, I think like a 6-hour maintenance.
This was in the other game, or this was in like a legacy?
Yeah. No, this was in like the other game, and like the game goes down for 3 days, and we get exactly what we would have gotten, and maybe less if you were really grinding for the Lego Legacy.
They are definitely not good with rewarding here.
No, yeah. And that's one thing I really wish they would do, is just go overboard. You know, just... And that's one thing, though, I do have to compliment the devs on, was the Halloween story and the free bag that we got.
That was nice. I got 12 Spooky Girl tiles, though, that I already had her maxed out, so it wasn't that nice for me.
Yeah, I got 20 zombie tiles. But,
oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but I've seen some people, like, pull Scully. Like, just 50 Scully tiles.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and that, honestly, like... You know what? If they do that, like, okay, the event's out for 2 weeks, right? Give them what, like 4 bags, all right? 4 free bags. I think that would be like really nice.
It would make people a lot happier with the current state.
And honestly, that's what I think the devs should be doing is, okay, a lot of people have left. The people that are already here, let's make them happier so that way they talk better about the game.
Yeah, because that's what they're not doing.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the one thing I'm very
I wish it was
happy with, is they don't retain players.
Yeah, it's like, I see people, like, you know, coming in and out of the server all the time.
Yeah, it's tough. And, you know, you see people that you were friends with and had talked to for a long time, and they're just gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing, is that, like, I guess just after that, you know, like, one thing I always, like, questioned, right, is that, like, you know, the people that you always talk to, right, did just kind of, like, I know, what was his name again? His new channel name is Star Wars Dad, but it was, like...
Oh, Nooch!
Nooch. Yeah. Do you, like, still talk to Nooch?
I haven't talked to him in a while. Me, him, and Fancy Matt. Fancy Matt might have been before your time. We were pretty tight, and we were playing, League of Legends for a while, and then Pokemon Unite came out, so I jumped over to that game, and then that game is literally awful and toxic, so I stopped playing that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting with Pokemon, though, because it's just a huge fan base.
I love Pokemon, and now there's a new one coming out in a couple weeks.
I love Pokemon, so...
Yeah, Diamond and Pearl remake, I might be getting that.
Yeah, same. Especially, like, the fact that game footage is not final. I saw people, like, constantly, like, riling over the fact that the game doesn't look great, even though game footage is not final. And then, like, the new trailer came out, and it looks pretty good.
The game's gonna look amazing.
Yeah, especially, I like Legends Arceus.
That looks very cool, open world Pokemon. But we're going on a tangent here, and we're at almost an hour, so we're gonna wrap this up.
That's all good.
That's pretty much all we got for you today, Knuckleheads. We got Awesome Island Voyager here. She has a great channel. Link will be in the description. Go check that out. Give her a follow. It's awesome to have brand new content creators. Hopefully she'll be joining the content creator program soon. We can get her some inside information. If not, you know, I could always hook you up when stuff comes my way. I'll be sure to push it on out to you.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me here.
So please remember, go down to the description, go give her a follow, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that little bell for some notifications, and as always, remember to knuckle up.
Knuckle up.
Yeah, Later.